They are moms, they are dads, they are children, their grandchildren.
And they're brothers.
I think because I knew, I thought everyone else would know. Drug addiction is like a hidden disability. Like, people don't see it usually until it's too late.
Jeanette Gratz's little brother, Charles Arbertel, was one of the first people to die from a drug overdose in Nottoway County this year.
And I always thought, like, I knew the call was gonna come eventually. I knew it was gonna come, and I thought that I was prepared for it, but I was not.
The 43-year-old struggled with addiction for years and overdosed on January 4th inside this trailer along Bible Road in Crew. The same trailer sheriff's deputies tell CBS 6 they've been called to several times this year for reports of suspicious activity and overdoses.
And it was obvious that he was overdosing, and no one cared to call 911. He could still be here today. Would it have changed his life? I don't know. But I know 4 children who are missing their dad.
Burkeville Fire and EMS, one of the agencies that responds to calls on Bible Road, says they've already received more overdose calls in 2022 than all of last year.
But there's definitely been a rise in the overdose deaths. A lot of calls have been coming into EMS. They don't come in as overdoses, but they come in as something else, an unresponsive person, somebody that did this. But we found out later it probably was an overdose.
Nottoway Sheriff Robert Jones
Would like it not to get much busier.
Says the county is on track to double the number of arrests made for drug use and possession. He and County Supervisor John Rourke,
those high-level dysfunctional drugs that is creating the majority of the crime,
argue that drug-induced crime has many of their citizens living on edge.
They're terrified, they're scared, they're justified in being scared, and the only way to fix this is resources.
Like programs to help those struggling with addiction, which Rourke says Nottoway currently doesn't have. The closest programs are 30 to 40 miles away in Brunswick and Chesterfield.
We need to get some type of program back into the schools. We also need to start looking on counseling, rehabilitation, not just throwing them in jail.
But for repeat offenders,
get tough sentences. These plea deals, get them out the window. Forget it. Go to court. Conviction rates mean nothing when they're still on the street committing crimes.
Rourke is calling on the state to step in and help because local law enforcement is overwhelmed.
We're a lot limited, and that's a lot of our issue, I think, why folks, we pick them up, arrest them, they get in front of courts, and they get released back out here because they just don't have no services now for them.
But not everyone is in favor of stricter drug laws and prison sentences. The American Civil Liberties Union opposes the criminal prohibition of drugs, saying they believe the lock-em-up mentality of the war on drugs has burdened our criminal justice system to the breaking point. And they argue drug law enforcement consumes more than half of all police resources nationwide, resources they say could be better spent fighting violent crimes like rape, assault, and robbery. But Justice Department data does show a link between drug crimes and violent crime. And Sheriff Jones says he's concerned about escalation in his community.
If they're in walking distance of a place they keep going back to, causing problems, sooner or later, they're gonna find something big to do at that place.
I would rather see people that are being arrested with these type of charges being held for a certain amount of time, a standard 72 hours, if nothing else, to detox or to get an evaluation of them.
Jeanette Gratz believes time behind bars might have saved her brother.
I wish he could have gotten caught and gone to jail, and maybe the time in jail would have helped him, wean off of those drugs and kind of reevaluate.
Now she's working to encourage others.
This is not I think there should be a war on drugs. But I believe in loving people. Love people where they're at. And I feel like as a community, we have to reach out more to these people and be there for them.
To speak out and seek help for their loved ones before it's too late.
Drug addict is not the label that I want my brother to have for his life, because he was a dad and his children love him.
Gratz says she hopes she can save at least one life by sharing her brother's story. Now, we did reach out to the Nottoway Commonwealth's attorney. She sent us a statement explaining that a change in bond decisions, which now includes a presumption in favor of bond for all offenses, has led to some defendants being released immediately. She also noted, quote, criminal justice reform has brought about some needed changes. One concern, though, is that many of those changes have focused on the defendant, but fail to consider the impact to public safety at large and the rights of victims. My office remains focused on respecting the rights of the victims and advocating for a safe community, while also respecting the constitutional and statutory rights of defendants.